Hey guys, welcome back to week 2 of Famous. I'm Corey.
And I'm famous. Just kidding. My name is Morgan. This whole month, we're learning about a guy from the Old Testament named Solomon. And today we're going to follow the story of 2 members of the royal family fighting for the throne. We'll see how God worked it all out so that the right person would be chosen to be the next king of Israel.
But before we jump into that story, let's play another round of Who Am I?
Okay, so Corey and I are each a Disney princess, and we're trying to figure out who the other person is. So we're going to ask questions back and forth, and the first person to figure it out is the winner, and the loser has to suffer a consequence. And I'm really hoping it's Corey, because I had to do it last week. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Is your Disney princess a newer princess, like within the last 5 years, or is she older?
Older.
Okay.
Is your princess, does she have dark hair?
No,
Okay.
not dark hair.
Ooh, all right.
Let's see. Does your princess wear a yellow dress?
No, she doesn't.
Okay.
No. Does your princess have blonde hair?
Yes. Yes, she does.
All right.
Does your princess fly on a magic carpet?
Yes.
I think I'm gonna get there.
I'm just gonna have to guess yours then. Blonde. Are you Elsa?
Nope. Are you Jasmine?
I am.
Yes.
I'm Princess Jasmine. The best Disney princess.
Yeah, she's
by the way.
pretty great. I like her a lot. Well, that was fun.
Oh,
So that means Corey gets to suffer the consequence. But before we get to that, we've got some time. So let's go worship, and then let's go learn our Bible story together.
Church, would you stand as we sing to our King? There was a moment when the lights went out, when death had claimed its victory. The King of love had given up his life, the darkest day in history. There on a cross made for sinners, for every curse his blood atoned. One final breath and it was finished, but not the end we could have known. When the earth began to shake and the veil was torn, what sacrifice was made as the heavens opened. All hail
We learned about a pretty famous guy in the Bible last week named David. David was a king over Israel, but he was growing older and older, which meant it was time for a new king to take over. David had promised his son Solomon that he would be the next king. Pretty sweet deal for Solomon.
Yeah, but there was a problem. Solomon wasn't David's only son. And it turns out becoming king sounded pretty good to someone else too. So pause this video and read what happens in 1 Kings chapter 1, verses 5 through 14, and then skip ahead a few verses and read verses 29 through 35.
Hi there, little chicken nuggets. It's me, your favorite celebrity, Carl. Welcome to Grow TV.
Welcome to Grow TV. Hosted by Carl. Where we have fun with our friends, talk about Jesus, and go over everything the Bible has to offer. Now once again, welcome to Grow TV.
Listen here, bub. If I don't get the chicken nugget sculpture with the fountain of the ranch pouring down it, you can tell the mayor he just lost 15 votes. Oh, hey there, y'all. There's actually no one on the phone, but I'm practicing because I'm gonna be famous, and I gotta talk to people like that. I thought I'd be famous by now, but turns out it's a slow process. Y'all remember my video from last week? Well, I uploaded to TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff, and total views is currently sitting at 73, so looky there. Can you believe it? Watch out, Harry Styles. There's a new celebrity in town. Now, with my newfound stardom, I'm not gonna only have to walk the walk, I'm gonna have to talk the talk. That means I'm gonna have to learn how to act, talk, and think like a famous person. All right, how to act, talk, and think like I'm famous. Ah, I found it. Step 1, move your eyebrows and never blink. Oh. Okay, step number 2, find your laugh. So apparently famous people have a very specific laugh, so I need to find my own laugh. Step number 3, talk about famous and rich things. Okay. Oh yes, Richard, if you could just bring the yacht around. Oh, I won how many Golden Globes? That's 3 more than last year. Who put lipstick in my Valentino white bag? Step number 4, have a signature look. I've heard about this. Every celebrity has a look, and I can't get far if I don't have a look myself. Here we go. And finally, step number 5, have a posse. What's a posse? Let me see. A posse is a group of people that have similar characteristic, jobs, or purposes. So I gotta get some friends that want to be around me when I'm famous. That'll be easy. Hey, Ricky! How's it going, bud? What are you up to this weekend? You wanna hang out? What? No, like this weekend. Oh, you're busy. All right. The dog did what? Hey, Timmy! What's going on, man? How's life? Yeah? You busy this weekend to hang out? Me? Kind of like form like a posse or something? I don't know. You again? Okay. No? Well, that was kind of mean. Hey, Becky. What's up? You doing anything this weekend? Want to hang out? Maybe kind of follow me around like I'm famous or something? No? Okay. Well, no. I don't think that's German at all. Okay. Okay. You can stop yelling. Okay. Bye. Well, that's kind of a bummer. I was expecting at least one of my friends to help me out, but I don't know. Maybe I don't have as many real friends as I thought. Hello?
Carl, how you doing, man?
Oh, hey, Andy. I'm all right. I'm kind of bummed, but not too bad.
Bummed? Man, I heard you're trying to become famous. That's awesome.
I know, but I just don't have what it takes.
What are you talking about?
Well, I need a posse, a group of friends that can support me all the time. None of my friends wanted to be in it.
Oh, interesting. Well, Carl, I think it's going to work out in the end.
Maybe, but I don't see how.
Just have some faith, okay? All right, I'll talk to you later, Carl. Bye. Hey, kids. Good to see y'all. So it looks like Carl's pretty worried right now and kind of in a tough spot. And while I do believe things will work out for Carl, I can't help but think about how similar David must have felt in today's story. Now you see, at this time, King David was very, very sick. So sick that they hired someone just to hang around King David to make sure he was getting everything that he needed. Now, it was at this time that Adonijah, one of David's sons, had a very strange idea. He thought because his father was getting really, really sick that he could take over early and become king. And I know what you're thinking, but David's king. And exactly, that's why it was so strange. Adonijah started using his connections as David's son to make his bid for being the heir. He killed a whole lot of animals as an offering to God, invited famous and important people over, and he talked to leaders and friends in the community to ask them for support. But you see, David already had a plan for who was going to take over as king when he was done. And it was not Adonijah, it was his other son, Solomon. And when people close to King David like Bathsheba and Nathan found out what Adonijah was really doing, they knew they had to talk to him and tell him what his son was up to. So Bathsheba went up to David and told him everything, that Adonijah had become the new king and was going against David's wishes. And then Nathan went up to David and told him all about the sacrifices that Adonijah had made and the fact that they were having a huge dinner right then, and all of them were chanting, "Long live King Adonijah." Now this was upsetting to King David, but he knew exactly what to do. He got up and spoke to his friends. He looked them in the eye and he told them that his son Solomon would take over as king when David was done. And it was at that exact moment that everyone started celebrating and getting really excited because King David had just promised them a wonderful future. Now at the beginning of this story, David was alone and sick in a bed. Far from being the strong and courageous warrior that we're used to seeing, King David was alone. So alone they had to hire someone just to be with him. But it was then, when David felt the most lonely and helpless he's ever been in his whole life, that God gave him exactly what he needed: his friends. King David was about as famous as you could possibly get, but even he felt alone sometimes. And if God can take care of David, then he's gonna take care of you. So never forget, when we feel alone, God gives us friends.
Y'all heard it right. Andy just said our big idea. When we feel alone, God gives us friends. So why not say it all together on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. When we feel alone, God gives us friends. Good job, everybody. Speaking of friends, I think we should holler at Carl for a minute. Carl!
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty great, Carl. But I heard you didn't have any friends who wanted to support you on your path to becoming famous.
You heard right. It's the worst.
Well, sorry to break up the pity party, Carl, but you've got friends.
What? Who?
Me and Andy.
Yeah, Carl, we will always be your friends, and we cannot wait to see how famous you and your videos become.
Wow. Thank you both so much. It means the world to have you two in my posse. Oh my goodness.
What?
My video. You're not gonna believe this.
What?
I'm gonna be famous.
We'll see. Bye, kids.
Thank you for watching, and tune in next week for a new episode of Row TV.
That felt like a story right out of a fairy tale. The Bible has some pretty cool stories in it. Solomon and Bathsheba probably felt pretty scared when they found out Adonijah, or however you say his name, I really have no idea. He had declared himself king. But through the help of the prophet Nathan and Zadok the priest, they were able to remind David that he had promised that Solomon would be the next king.
Nathan and Zadok were good friends to Solomon and Bathsheba during their time of need. They encouraged them and helped them to decide the right thing to do was, even though it was risky for Nathan and Zadok to go behind the back of the new king, Adonijah, they chose to do what was right.
Yeah. Do you guys have friends in your life that will help you during hard times? Do you have friends in your life that will help you make the right decision even when it's hard or scary? That's what Nathan and Zadok did for Solomon. Our friends impact our lives more than we know. Our friends influence the things we do, the words we speak, and the choices we make. Choosing our friends is really important.
Friendship is a gift from God. It's also something that we can always be growing in. We should always be thinking about how we can be a better friend to others. We can ask, how can we encourage others or support them during hard times? How can we encourage our friends to make better choices? Take some time as a class to answer some discussion questions and then end your time in prayer.
All right, Corey. Well, I don't know if you know what time it is because you really haven't been on KTV that much, but we
I've
call
seen
this
it.
time consequence time. So I'm going to spin this consequence wheel and it's going to let us know what your consequence is for losing. Princess Jasmine. All right. What do we got? Lucky number 1. There's even a star there. Okay, let's see.
I hope that means it's the least embarrassing or worst
It's
consequence.
not. It's not.
It
This
means
is
it's-
bad.
It means it's number 1.
Okay, Corey, you have to, for 24 hours, put a puppet on your hand, and you can only talk to people through the puppet. And you cannot tell them why you're doing it. You just, no matter who you talk to, no matter what meeting you're in, you're talking through the puppet.
I have meetings all day tomorrow.
This is gonna be great. I'm
And
stoked.
like even my kids, like when I talk to my kids at night, like
Even then,
at
putting the kids to
table,
bed,
Oh
dinner,
my goodness.
all of it with the puppet.
Something embarrassing.
It's gonna be great. Let's check it out.
Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, Angie. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Can't complain.
Hey Corey, what's Lyle ordering for lunch?
I like spicy, so I'm gonna get a Calexico. I would like 2 Calexicos. Mod, please.
Are those for here too?
To go?
And did you want the Coca-Cola that comes on that?
Yes, please.
And did you want to add anything to that?
Medium Diet Coke.
And your name?
This is Lyle. This is Corey. Thank you. Can I use my card?
Go right ahead and insert it.
Thank you. I'll even leave you a tip.
Oh, thank you so much. Do you want the receipt?
Yes, please.
All right.
How about you, Caleb?
Sorry. It's gonna have have sauce on it.
Well, we had a big number of kids in the 9:30 as well. I think 120. Is that correct, Megan?
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, so a lot of kids. That's good stuff.
Well, that was hilarious. I loved it. How's that for you?
Little embarrassing, but people got good laughs. So
That's good. That's all you can ask for. Well, thanks for hanging out with us today, guys, and we'll see you next week for week 3 of Famous. See you later.
bye guys.